Boker Tov, good morning. Hope you're having a great day. Today is Rosh Chodesh, Chodesh Tov. And tomorrow is the first day of Iyar, which we'll speak about tomorrow. But I wanted to speak a bit about this week's Torah portion. The Torah portion is Kedoshim. Kedoshim means to be holy. Kedoshim means to elevate yourself, to get above the fray, above the pack, and to do what's right, not what's common. And in this week's Torah portion, we have 51 commandments. Of the 613 commandments in the Torah, 51 of them are in this week's Torah portion. I want to touch on two of them. One commandment says, Lo sa'amod al dam re'echa. You should not stand by while your brother's blood is spilled. And the other commandment is, of course, the very famous one that Rabbi Akiva says, V'ahavta l're'echa kamocha. You should love your fellow as yourself. And I want to touch on this in the sense of American Jews and how we responded to October 7th. You know, living in the diaspora and watching the anti-Semitism, watching what's going on in the public schools, in the colleges, in the high schools, the encampments, has been very worrisome to all of us and has really reminded us literally of what could happen in a country, and eerily resembles that which happened in the 1930s in Germany. And the component of Lo Samid al Dam Re'echa, the commandment that the Torah gives us that you can't stand and watch your brother's blood being spilled, is one of the most important commandments the rabbis speak about, because the way we've responded as Jews since October 7th has been remarkable. The community has rallied together in the most amazing ways, standing in one voice, sending money to Israel, speaking on behalf, lobbying, going out to demonstrate, to speak up for the hostages, for our brothers and sisters in Israel. Because that's the story of what it means to be Jewish. Lo yisa'amod al dam re'echa. We don't stand by and watch as our brother's blood is spilled. When you watch what happened on October 7th, and the silence of the world, and more than silence, those who celebrated until today celebrate Hamas in the universities and throughout the world. It behooves us as Jews to speak up and not to stay silent in the comfort of our homes, because we know what the Torah and what Judaism expects from us. But then it's more than that. It's v'ahavta l're'echa kamocha. How could you love your fellow as yourself? It's a hard thing to say. And one of the commentaries say that v'ahavta l're'echa kamocha, what the Torah is telling us is, love your fellow like yourself, just like when something good happens to you, you're happy for it. Love the same for your fellow and want the same to happen for them. And you think about all the soldiers that have sacrificed their lives. You think about all the people in Israel that have mobilized to protect and help and serve their sisters and brothers in whatever capacity they can. The true definition of Ahavta l're'echa kamocha, love thy neighbor as yourself, which Rabbi Akiva says is a klal gadol b'Torah. It's a very important foundation of the Torah. Hillel says it's the whole Torah, to treat your brother like yourself. To see our community has been remarkable. Yesterday was elections in Brookline, and for the first time since I moved here in 23 years, I saw the Jewish community rally together, recognizing that we have to vote and we have to speak up and we have to make a difference. And although only 23% of voters that are registered voted, we accomplished a lot of our goals in pushing out people who were supporting a one-sided ceasefire and who weren't condemning Hamas properly, and making sure that our community doesn't get radicalized but stays moderate and focuses on bettering our schools and teaching the right thing in schools to our children. We have to love ourselves. We have to love each other. We have to respect each other. And we have to come together, because we cannot stand by as our brother's blood is spilled. I heard a remarkable story this week in Israel that epitomizes this story. There's a girl, Noga Weiss, who this week was inducted into the IDF. She's 18 years old. On October 7th, she was in Kibbutz Be'eri with her family. And she was abducted together with her mother, Shiri, and her father, Ilan, was killed. And in November, her and her mother were released from captivity. And she came and she decided to go fight in the IDF, although of course she didn't have to because of what she went through. And when she was inducted this week into the IDF, they asked her, why did you decide to go fight for your country when you went through so much and you didn't have to? And she said that when we were released from captivity in November in the hostage deal, the first place they took us to was to Keren Shalom, the crossing. And there were hundreds of soldiers waiting there to greet us. And the moment I laid eyes on those soldiers and I saw what they did to protect us and to pressure for the deal and to get us out of captivity, I promised myself that I will do the same for my brothers and sisters and go to the army and fight for them. What a remarkable story, a heroic story of a woman who went through so much trauma, but yet instead of becoming a victim, she's ready to go fight for her country. Why? Because she loves her fellow and her fellow Jew just as herself, and she wants them to have their brothers and sisters protecting them as she had her brothers and sisters protecting her. We're a remarkable Jewish people, resilient, a remarkable community. We have to come together, speak in a united voice, to fight anti-Semitism, to fight Jewish hate, and to protect our brothers and sisters in Israel and be their voice of reason. God bless you. Chodesh Tov.